I'm Cherie.
And I'm Chris, and we're Technomadia.
And as you can tell, we're not in a bus right now. We're back in St. Louis.
And we're not in Alaska right now either.
But this video is a wrap-up of our 7-week Alaskan semi-vacation.
Our incredible summer of 2015 trip from here and back again. So how did we do it?
So we wanted to do something a little different. Our RV is being renovated this summer, getting repainted and a whole bunch of upgrades. So we wanted kind of a non-RV adventure. So we decided to go up to Alaska, where a bunch of our other RVing friends were going up for the summer anyway. So we got to rendezvous with a lot of them up there. And so we just kind of pieced together some interesting different styles of travel. We each traveled just a backpack on our backs and a laptop.
Backpack. And we started off. We did trains and boats and trains again, and even an airplane in there, cruise ships.
And cruise ships up there. So the first segment of our travel was leaving St. Louis and getting out to where our cruise would be taking us up to Alaska.
So yeah, we took the train from St. Louis up to Chicago. Did our very first Airbnb stay in Chicago, which was a neat experience, and we got to play tourists for a day exploring Chicago. And then we took Amtrak's Empire Builder from Chicago to Seattle.
And that was a 2-night trip out to Seattle. Some beautiful scenery out that way. We had a roomette, so we had a little room to ourselves. And then we switched trains to the Cascades up to Vancouver, where then we spent a few days in Vancouver exploring around.
Attention, ladies and gentlemen, the next station stop coming up would be our final destination on Chicago, Juneau.
Up north, we took the Coral Princess cruise on the way up. We kind of considered this our romantic vacation.
So we splurged and got a balcony cabin and one-way cruise. So one-way cruises from Vancouver to Alaska are the way to go.
Well, it's a way to go.
It is a great way to go.
It was a fabulous way to go. We had stops in Ketchikan, Juneau, Skagway, and then a day cruising Glacier Bay, and then a day across the Gulf of Alaska before we got into Whittier.
next phase of our trip is we actually spent the night in a hostel in Anchorage and then took the Alaska Railway from Anchorage up to Fairbanks using the Gold Star service. What was special about that?
So the Gold Star service, they have two different ones, the Adventurer class and the Gold Star. The Gold Star, you get an upper dome car with big windows all surrounding you. They feed you all day long in their dining car, and there's an open vestibule in the back.
That is the best part, an outdoor place you could hang your head right off the side of the train.
Or your camera, as you'll see. And our goal was to get up to Fairbanks for the midnight sun for the solstice. We're meeting up with a whole bunch of RVing bloggers who had just driven all the way up, and we rendezvoused with them up there for some shenanigans up there, which you'll see. And we had a ton of fun up in Fairbanks.
Our next phase of the trip was we actually took the train again, this time not riding in the fancy Gold Star class, but we went down to Denali, the big giant national park.
We had some friends of ours that we met down in the deserts last winter, Tim and Denise, who they live up in Denali. They worked there for much of their career, and they had invited us to stay with them, so we got kind of a behind-the-scenes tour with them of the area, which was amazing. We didn't actually do any of the park tours themselves. It was kind of cloudy on the days we were there, so we just stuck to what you could do on your own. So we did the dog demo.
Yeah, sled dogs were cool. We went whitewater rafting.
And so the Snowmads came down from Fairbanks and joined us as well. So we did some whitewater rafting with them. And I just had a really great time in Denali. I really wish we had more time there. The next thing is that we got back on the train to Anchorage, and the next phase of our travel would be exploring the Kenai Peninsula.
And we actually got a rental RV. It's a first for us, is to rent an RV and experience what it's like to be living out of a suitcase and not owning your own house on the wheels.
So we found a family-owned rental company. So it was an older unit that wasn't marked with the big signs all over it. Little Class C, it was about 22 feet. And we took that around the Kenai and then just did a couple stops down there. We only had a week with it, but it was really great to kind of be off on our own and kind of on our own schedule and not and having some of our own space for a little bit. So that was a lot of fun as well. So on our way back to return the rental, we stopped in along the Turnagain Arm, which is coming into Anchorage. And there's this phenomenon that happens every tidal wave.
Yeah, it's the second highest tidal change in the world. And so as this huge tidal force comes in every day, there is one giant wave that comes in. And surfers in Alaska pile on out to try and surf and catch this one wave, and we were there at just the right time.
About a mile up, half mile up.
Yeah, I think it starts the wave, but it just keeps getting bigger as
We
it goes.
started to see it, and the surfers have been riding it now for about the past, they've been broadcasting? About the past 2 or 3 weeks. And now we're coming right past us as
There's
they ride this
a whole bunch more surfers waiting to catch the wave right up here too. And a few sad surfers that missed it.
There's that wave.
So we dropped off our RV back at the rental place in Anchorage, and then we had to find a way to get down to Seward, where we were catching our next cruise. So we went a little hitchhiking.
Actually, our friends the Snowmads happened to be going the same way. They're kind of on their own schedule. It just happened to work out that way. So we hitched a ride with them down to Seward, where Rebecca and Ben of hisandheralaska.com had offered to host us all for the weekend. And it was 4th of July, and we had no clue what we're in store for getting.
I'm actually getting some movie of them crawling up. Holy crap, this is awesome. Yeah, they're forking in different directions here.
All right, for our return trip home, we had kind of left that open-ended till the last bit because we didn't know how we wanted to go back. If we wanted to take the ferry, if we wanted to kayak back, or join the Merchant Marine. We didn't know what we were going to do.
We actually discovered that waiting for the last-minute cruise deals is even cheaper than riding the passenger ferry back from Alaska. So we got an incredibly good deal on
The Holland America
Yes.
Zandam. So it's one of the really one of the top cruise lines, and one that we've enjoyed before.
Yep.
So we got to cruise back in luxury. We got a small cabin this time, not a balcony cabin. We had a fantastic time on the cruise back. A lot of the same ports that we did on the way up. So we focused instead on relaxing. We got a spa pass. And just enjoyed the views on the way back.
And the whales, oh my gosh, the whales. Everyone's still splashing out there too.
Yes, it is. Okay, so we have one that's right here, right there.
Oh my gosh. There's another one. Oh my gosh.
All right, so on the way up, we had a few days in Vancouver, and we really fell in love with the city. So on the way back, we wanted to go ahead and spend some more time there. So we booked a week in the area.
And yeah, first we stayed with our friends Stephen and Ellen, who lived in a fairy tale town.
It's normally called Steveston, and it's kind of south of Vancouver, but it's also the film set for Once Upon a Time. So they transform it every so often. We happened to be there when they were turning it into Storybrooke, Maine, which was kind of cool to see everything go from Pacific to Atlantic.
Yes, so it's really neat. It's a show we've watched in the past. Now we got to go back and watch it and say, we've seen that building.
So that was a lot of fun to be there. And then we transferred, we took the SkyTrain up, and we met up with the RV geeks again. We met on our way up. John and Peter, they've been on the road for about 12 years, and we just really clicked with them, and we decided together to go ahead and rent for a few days a downtown Vancouver apartment.
Yes.
And we just enjoyed a few days with them hanging out, doing some kayaking at night. And
We went and saw Rush in concert in Canada. So good concert experience as well.
after that, we took a bus Yeah, to get another mode of transport in there. Down to Seattle, stayed there for a few days with some friends, met up with some other friends and family who happened to be in the area, and then it was time to go back to St. Louis.
Actually, by airplane this time. It was a lot quicker getting back than getting out.
So I think we got most of the modalities of travel into this whole experience, and it was fantastic. We really needed the time away, and I know I came back feeling refreshed.
Refreshed and exhausted, like any good trip will leave you being.
But fantastic memories. We definitely fell in love with Alaska, and we definitely will want to go back in the future.
Oh yeah, loved Alaska. That was our trip. That was our summer, and now we're waiting to find out when we can move back into our bus. So fingers crossed that it's not too much longer.
All right. See y'all later.